My God! My God, he just hit him with the pedigree! The pedigree!
It's like a pedigree, but there's no sound.
Welcome back to a brand new episode of Royally Rumbled's 2008 Universe Mode. My name is Jordan.
I am Robert, and we are 2 weeks away from SummerSlam 2008.
Yeah, it's the biggest blockbuster of the summer, TM. And we are rip-roaring and ready to go. But tonight we have not one, but two Fatal 4-Way matches for you.
We do.
Along with a plethora of other fun and exciting things, and we're gearing up for SummerSlam.
Yep.
But first stop is in Fresno, California, if I'm not mistaken, right, Robert?
That's correct. Monday Night Raw is in Fresno, California, and let's head to the ring. In match number 1 of Monday Night Raw, we get CM Punk teaming up with his rival MVP versus Carlito and William Regal. Punk tries to go it alone, and Regal and Carlito push Punk to his limits. MVP refuses to tag Punk at first, but once Regal attacks MVP on the apron, he tags himself into the match. Regal and Carlito continue working as a unit to dismantle MVP this time, with Regal and MVP trading moves. MVP hits Regal with the play of the day before Carlito breaks it up. MVP goes for the Playmaker's boot, but Regal counters and gets the tag to Carlito. Punk tags himself in and hits his comeback, but Carlito cuts him off and delivers a tilt-a-whirl head scissors to take Punk down. Punk pops up and hits the running knee in the corner. MVP tags himself back in and hits Regal with a second play of the day to put away the Bastard of Blackpool. In the second match, we see Mickie James take on the women's champion Michelle McCool. As Mickie is making her entrance, Michelle McCool runs from behind and attacks her. They brawl on the ramp and into the ring where the bell rings and the match begins. Michelle McCool took advantage of a weakened Mickie James and hit a belly-to-belly and a faith breaker to pick up a victory over the number 1 contender. It's World Tag Team Championship time as the challengers Dolph Ziggler and John Morrison take on Crime Time. Last week, Morrison and Ziggler beat the champions in a brutal match to earn a title shot this week. Morrison and JTG start things off, and after initially locking up, the referee forces a clean break. Morrison takes control with a half-and-half suplex. The Guru of Greatness continued to abuse JTG, hitting him with several debilitating moves, before JTG is able to get the tag to Shad. Shad was able to take back the momentum for Morrison, and was even able to keep up the offense on a fresh Dolph Ziggler. Shad and JTG hit a G9 on Ziggler, but Morrison is able to break up the pin attempt. Shad and Morrison spill to the outside, where JTG locks Ziggler in a cross-arm breaker to force Dolph Ziggler to tap out. Crime Time retains against the challengers here, but I don't think this is done yet. We get a surprise promo from the Nature Boy Ric Flair. He takes the mic and is apparently going to give Triple H a pep talk. Nate says, "I've been watching you lately and I think you need to get back on the right track. And the Nature Boy is here to help. Hunter, you're the best in the business and you're best for business. So if you want my help, you've got it." Triple H appreciates Flair's concern. He respects Ric Flair and pops the crowd by calling him the greatest of all time. The crowd starts wooing. Triple H accepts his friend's help. Will we see a change in Triple H going forward? As they celebrate with one another, Randy Orton interrupts and he and Triple H will have their match right now. If Triple H wins, he's added to the World Heavyweight Championship match at SummerSlam. Orton starts the match off with a dropkick, but Triple H has Flair, the dirtiest player in the game, to help him out and distract Randy enough to turn the tide. The crowd dually chants Triple H and RKO. Triple H hits a spinebuster on Orton and connects with a pedigree and pins Orton in the ring to enter himself into the championship match at SummerSlam. So earlier in the show, we mentioned 2 Fatal 4-Way matches for your viewing pleasure this evening. The first of which happens on Monday Night Raw in the main event, and that is a last chance Money in the Bank qualifier match. That's right. The losers from the 2 previous triple threat matches for the qualifying of Money in the Bank are entered now into a fatal 4-way, one fall to the finish to determine who's going to SummerSlam in the last spot on Monday Night Raw.
Robert, I'm very, very excited to see who the last competitor from Raw will be, so let's not waste any more time. Let's go to the ring right now.
Let's do it. Kicking things off in our fatal 4-way match, we have Kofi Kingston, who as of late has been taking it to the Intercontinental Champion Jeff Hardy.
That's right. Kofi Kingston suffered some hard losses, including losing in his triple threat match to qualify for Money in the Bank. But tonight he gets another shot at redemption as the former World Tag Team Champion has a full deck, as he's not going against just one, not just two, but 3 other competitors.
And that means he has a 33.3.5% chance of winning. And here comes the world's strongest man, Mark Henry, also on the losing end of one of those triple threat matches. And Jeff Hardy, the Intercontinental Champion, has his number.
Yeah, we talked about it previously when Mark Henry went one-on-one with Jeff Hardy in a Intercontinental Championship Open Challenge that he was running. But Jeff Hardy seems to be like a central theme here in this match.
He does.
Just having match after match against all 3 of these guys.
Yeah.
And Hardy holds victories over all of them.
He does. And no more than Mark Henry one-on-one, unfortunately, for the world's strongest man.
Yeah, but he's going to look to break that cycle tonight and move on to SummerSlam to be in Money in the Bank.
Imagine Mark Henry in the Money in the Bank ladder match. And here comes the Samoan bulldozer Umaga, who unfortunately ran afoul of Jeff Hardy in a what he thought was an Intercontinental Championship Open challenge match, and it was not. Nobody told Umaga that was going to happen. He just assumed and claimed it, and I decided, no, that's not what's going to happen here. So he is without the Intercontinental Championship, but he is vengeful.
That's true. I mentioned before that Jeff Hardy holds victories over all 3 of these competitors, but Umaga holds a victory over Jeff Hardy, and he's the only one to do so.
Correct. And speak of the devil, he may appear. Here is the charismatic enigma, the Intercontinental Champion Jeff Hardy.
Jeff Hardy is my odds-on favorite to win this match. Not only is he a favorite of mine in real life, but he is a favorite of mine in your 2008 Monday Night Raw universe.
Yeah, and I mean the smart money is on Jeff Hardy. He has the Intercontinental Championship. He's on a good high winning streak here. I know he lost to Umaga a few weeks ago, but he doesn't let that kind of stuff get him down.
No, and Jeff Hardy losing, unable to capitalize in his triple threat match.
Yeah.
But tonight could be another story. Obviously, Jeff Hardy, big ladder match guy, so we'll see if he can successfully get into the Money in the Bank ladder match.
Yeah, and I said, imagine Mark Henry in the Money in the Bank match, but imagine Jeff Hardy, who's never been in one. And here we go. The bell has rung. And the action, it looks like Kofi Kingston and Umaga are going at it. And Mark Henry and is exacting some revenge on Jeff Hardy here.
Like we talked about a little bit, all four of these guys have something to prove. They've come off of a loss, and here they're trying to turn things around, potentially setting up for a big career move.
Definitely.
I mean, Money in the Bank is a huge opportunity.
Definitely, and it's a career maker for so many already.
And Jeff Hardy back to the action in the ring, hitting that side Russian leg sweep as Umaga takes the fight to Kofi Kingston on the outside.
And Mark Henry with a huge clothesline to Jeff Hardy, rolling him out. And here we go. It's been hot and heavy since the beginning here. And Mark Henry is fired up.
And you said earlier, it's one fall to a finish. The match needs to end in the ring, and Mark Henry makes the first cover, but Jeff Hardy not even letting him get a full 1 count.
And Umaga just beating Kofi belligerently outside.
It appears that the two larger athletes have
taken control in the early going here.
Exactly. And Mark Henry is, like you said, on a personal vendetta against Jeff Hardy.
Got the Mark Henry locked in the Steiner recliner.
And Kofi Kingston hitting that big reverse DDT, but Umaga punched him directly in the face, stunning him.
Uh-oh. Here we go. Here's the hoss fight we're waiting to see. Umaga and Mark Henry going at it here, and Umaga unceremoniously dumping Mark Henry to the outside. Umaga looks like he's trying to steal it here.
And he covers 1, 2.
Jeff Hardy kicks out. That was probably going to be his best opportunity at winning this match.
And now Kofi and Mark Henry both back into the ring, and Mark Henry continues the attack on Jeff Hardy.
Interesting. Kofi really just trying to survive over there with Umaga, and he actually rolls him out of the ring. And
now Henry picking Kofi up.
Ooh.
Oh, and just delivering that backbreaker.
He's just really just exerting his power over everybody. Oh, no.
And there's that vicious headbutt, shades of Junkyard Dog. And Umaga hits that thrust kick on Hardy.
Just takes him right out. Took him right out. And now, are Mark Henry... Okay. Mark Henry was circling Kofi, but I thought they were gonna team up. But there's a World's Strongest Slam, and Hardy's there to break it up.
That was just bad timing.
It looked like for a moment Mark Henry and Umaga were gonna team up on Kofi Kingston.
Oh, imagine Mark Henry and Umaga teaming up.
That's a
scary
pretty strong
thought.
Team there.
And Jeff Hardy able to take Mark Henry down with that drop kick, and Umaga tosses Kofi. And Hardy tries to steal the pin, but Umaga says no.
Uh-oh. Jeff reversed the Samoan strike attempt. Twist of fate. Jeff Hardy's got to make the cover here. What is he doing? Oh, my God. What is he doing? And Umaga's got his senses about him again.
Umaga going for a choke slam, but Hardy reversing yet again.
Mark Henry bypasses Umaga and busts Jeff Hardy wide open.
With a World's Strongest punch to the face.
And Kofi's back in it here. Takes Mark Henry down. What's Kofi's plan of attack here? How does he get his senses about him after getting beat senseless by Umaga earlier?
Like I said, Kofi coming off that. Oh, and a huge trouble in paradise.
Mark Henry's out. Pin him. Pin him, Kofi.
Shoots the half and a cover.
Oh, my God. And both Umaga and Jeff Hardy there to break up the pin attempt. And Kofi's taking it to Umaga on the other side of the ring here.
But Jeff Hardy's Swanton Bomb connects.
Oh, no.
But Umaga
Huge Samoan drop. Hardy goes for the pin, and Umaga is there to break it up. Oh, my God.
And Jeff, spike DDT to the Samoan bulldozer.
Jeff is feeling it. I think the blood may have triggered some adrenaline for Hardy. He sees it streaming down his face, and he's like gotten excited. He's got a second wind here.
And speaking of second wind, Hardy going through the motions and hitting his comeback. And we've said earlier that Hardy's probably the favorite to win, at least for me. And he's not letting anything stop him.
I think Mark Henry just hit a Saito suplex.
He did.
This is incredible. Now Jeff is working on Mark Henry here.
The man who cut him open earlier.
Yeah.
And Hardy answers with another punch to the face.
Looks like he was going to try to get Mark Henry again with a swanton, but Mark Henry wisely rolls out of the way. And Umaga rips Jeff off of the top rope.
And clobbers him with that headbutt. And now, Samoan Spike!
Here we go. Umaga. Oh, Kofi breaks it up. That would have been huge.
Huge victory. And Umaga just tossing Kofi aside.
Again.
Umaga's had Kofi's number throughout this entire match.
Just beating him. Oh, no.
A trouble in paradise to Umaga.
And Jeff hit a DDT on the other side. Mark Henry's out. And Jeff breaks up the pin attempt from Kofi and interrupts Kofi's taunt to hit him with a reverse DDT.
Twist of fate.
Here it is. 1,
2.
And Mark Henry, in the last possible fraction of a second, breaks up that pin attempt.
Mark Henry effectively
saves that match.
Yeah. And a world's strongest splash.
Yeah, now Henry's focused on the very weakened Kofi Kingston here. 1, 2.
And Umaga breaks it up.
Oh.
Umaga rolls to the outside.
Jeff's just hanging out.
And Mark Henry does not know which way he needs to go.
He just needs to pin somebody.
He just needs to walk. Pick a direction. Pick a direction, Mark. Mark, what are you doing? Okay, everyone's back up. He just was very concerned.
He learned how to moonwalk recently, and he was trying it out as a new taunt.
Oh, and Mark Henry hits that backbreaker again on Hardy. And Umaga's back to his feet, but
Mark Henry unable to capitalize on the punishment that he's been dealing out in this match.
Umaga just took out Henry and
missed 2 thrust kicks on Hardy.
And Hardy hits that reverse DDT. And Henry's dazed, but Hardy's at the top.
Oh my God, what if Henry catches him here?
Swanton!
Jeff Hardy had so much air, he cleared Mark Henry to hit that swanton.
And Henry tried to steal that victory, but Hardy was there to break it up and now tosses Mark Henry to the apron and punching him down.
And Jeff going to the outside here, leaving Umaga to take a very beaten Kofi Kingston out.
And now Kofi's on the outside of the ring. Umaga, the only man in the ring by himself.
And willfully leaves it, and now Jeff is the only man in the ring. As the same competitors keep fighting one another here, and they're never really crossing over. It's like 2 singles matches happening simultaneously.
Nobody's named John Edwards in this match. They're not going to cross over. And a trouble in paradise.
And a twist of fate at the same time.
Kofi shoots the half. 1, 2, 3. As Jeff was trying to rip Mark Henry's head off.
Wow.
Kofi.
A very uncharacteristic moment for Jeff Hardy, who was so caught up in his own anger that he completely disregarded what was happening on the other side of the ring, which allowed Kofi to not only hit the Trouble in Paradise, but followed up with a pinfall. And now Kofi Kingston is headed to SummerSlam as the last entrant for Monday Night Raw.
Incredible. What a match. I did not see that coming. Kofi took a beating throughout the whole match, but I guess that fits his character because Kofi has had a lot of ups and downs in the universe so far. I definitely think this is Kofi Kingston's biggest win of his career.
For sure.
And now the stage is set for the Money in the Bank match at SummerSlam.
You want to throw up a graphic? We'll throw up a graphic. All the guys that are involved in our Money in the Bank match, we've been talking about it forever at SummerSlam. You've got Kofi Kingston now joining Dolph Ziggler and Marcus Corvon from Raw.
And they will take on, from SmackDown, Edge, Mr. Kennedy, and Christian.
Very exciting stuff. But before we get to do all that, we've got a couple of things we got to take care of. First of all, we've got to go over to SmackDown.
That's right. SmackDown taking place in St. Petersburg, Florida.
Sunny St. Pete.
I know. And we have a fatal 4-way elimination match for our main event to crown the number one contender for the WWE Championship at SummerSlam. But before we do that, we have the whole show. So let's get through that first. Victoria and Kelly look to show off in the opening match on SmackDown. Both women get in offense on the other, but Victoria would eventually prove her dominance by using her power moves against Kelly. Victoria would land a spin-out side slam, but would only manage to get a 2 count. Victoria hits a Widow's Peak and covers Kelly, but again able to kick out at 2. Kelly would turn things around and hit a tilt-a-whirl head scissors, but Victoria would counter and take back control. She takes her time and lands a standing moonsault, but takes too long to capitalize, allowing Kelly to hit a flipping senton from the top rope. Kelly goes for a back handspring elbow, but Victoria counters and sweeps the leg of Kelly. But Kelly is able to reverse a third time and connect with a K2. Kelly covers Victoria for the 3 count. Match 2 is a 2-on-1 tornado handicap match as Zack Ryder and Curt Hawkins, the Edge heads, take on Bobby Lashley. Ryder and Hawkins get Lashley to the outside and start using the ringside area to their advantage. Ryder hits a missile dropkick from the top to the outside. Lashley somehow is able to hit a spinebuster and a spear on Hawkins, but Ryder breaks up the pin attempt. Ryder hits a 450 on Lashley, but Lashley refuses to quit despite being a bloody mess. Hawkins hits Lashley, who drops Ryder onto Hawkins. Hilarity ensues. Ryder connects with a second Rough Rider to put away Bobby Lashley as the crowd rains down boos. Before the next match begins, the Heartbreak Kid Shawn Michaels makes his way out to the ring. He accepts The Miz's challenge for a United States Championship match at SummerSlam. Therefore, it will be 1-on-1 the Heartbreak Kid versus The Miz. Shawn Michaels is then joined by his partners, the Hart Dynasty, the WWE Tag Team Champions, who then are greeted by their opponents, Edge, Christian, and Mr. Kennedy. That's right, it's champions versus the SmackDown Money in the Bank competitors. The Hart Dynasty is able to section the ring off and maintain control until Edge is able to make the tag, and we get some team collaboration from Edge and Christian. The match breaks down and is complete bedlam. Kid gets a fresh HBK in as Edge makes a hot tag to Christian, who takes the heat to Shawn Michaels. Christian hits a kill switch, but HBK kicks out at 2. Michaels winds up hitting a pile driver on Mr. Kennedy and locks in the sharpshooter, but Kennedy escapes. D.H. Smith is in and nails Christian with a sit-out powerbomb. He ducks a Sweet Chin Music attempt and then gets a hot tag to Edge, who gets caught up by Shawn Michaels and eats a Sweet Chin Music anyway. Shawn Michaels covers as Tyson Kidd and D.H. Smith run interference, allowing them to pick up the win. Before Melina's match, the Divas champion was making her entrance and was attacked from behind by the Glamazon. Beth would go on to announce the stipulation for the Divas Championship match at the biggest blockbuster of the summer, TM. It is going to be a no disqualification match for the Divas Championship. Big main event time coming your way. We have a Fatal 4-Way elimination match. That's the difference here. Mine's elimination. Roberts was one fall to a finish. We are about to crown a new number one contender. Who's going to face the undefeated Chris Jericho at SummerSlam? Let's find out right now. And out comes King Booker.
Making his way to the ring from Houston, Texas.
Now, all four of these competitors faced off in singles action last week against one another. King Booker hitting a low blow to John Cena in front of the referee, allowing him to get disqualified, but carries some momentum into this match.
Yeah, it definitely seemed like it was take as little damage as possible and get the hell out of there, knowing that this match was on the horizon.
Now, Booker T's been no stranger to big match situations. He's a former world champion.
5 times.
But his performance in that initial Fatal 4-Way match for the United States Championship was incredible.
Yes.
And here, his performance has just been outstanding. His record, he's defeated Cena, he's defeated Christian, he's defeated different opponents put in front of him, and tonight he's definitely earned his way into this match.
Oh, without a doubt. And for me, I mean, looking at who the opponents are going to be, I believe King Booker is my odds-on favorite for this one.
Interesting. Well, King Booker is his odds-on favorite to win this match for sure, because he's a big believer in himself, clearly, and his entrance is incredibly long. And there's that beautiful pyro, because we have pyro on SmackDown. It's in the budget.
The Royal Scepter.
Yeah.
Gets placed in the corner, as is the ritual. Before King Booker has any physical contact with someone else, he must first place the scepter in the corner of his choosing.
Well, it's the Big Show, and I'll say it every time because it's the Big Show.
It's a big bag show tonight, y'all.
So Big Show comes to us here tonight, fresh off of a giant victory, no pun intended, against Kane.
I want to make sure everyone remembers what happened last week. Big Show went to the top rope and did a splash, putting Kane through an already set up table. It was an incredible moment that I don't like. That's going to be on the Best of the Year DVD for SmackDown for sure.
Absolutely. Everyone remembers that giant moment in 2008 when Big Show leapt off the top rope onto Kane and put him through a table.
To just put to bed their animosity. So who knows what's going to happen here?
Well, speaking of animosity and speaking of Kane, wait for it. There he is.
Nice.
All right, so
nicely done.
The big red machine Kane and the Big Show, former partners turned rivals, and Kane's looking for redemption here. Big Show's gone on the record and said multiple times, Kane's the weak link, not me. Kane's the reason why we're losing matches, not me, even though Big Show was clearly pinned a few times.
I guess he just puts it to Kane's ineptitude. But, I mean, going through their history, Kane's been tag team partner and tag team champion more often than Big Show. So, who really was at fault here?
Well, Kane is going to have an opportunity to vie for the WWE Championship. But first, he's got to eliminate at least one person in this match.
Yep. This match is all about survival.
But, I mean, look at this man, because John Cena, the champ, is here, and after being involved in a program with The Miz for a few months at the start of this, Cena's finally ready for some more action here on Friday nights, and that action comes in the form of a fatal four-way.
While Booker T is my favorite to win this match, who I think should, like, my heart says Booker T, but my brain says John Cena.
Well, you can't go wrong with John Cena in a big match situation. I mean, it's Big Match John. Look at him.
Big Match John.
So it's going to be very interesting, especially after last week and the results of last week's show heading into this week.
I wonder if Cena's going to fire out of the corner and attack Booker first, considering what happened last week.
Well, I'm curious to see if the Big Show and Kane are ready to tear each other limb from limb. Oh.
And it looks like it goes the other way. Cena trying to go for the surprise and attacks Big Show.
And it works. That shoulder block, one of the 5 moves of doom, taking Big Show off of his feet. Big Show was, I think, set up for Kane, but instead...
Ooh! Big Show bitch slapped John Cena.
Ugh, and then a big boot. And now Kane and Booker T are on the outside brawling, while Cena and Show are on the inside.
Very interesting here. See, Big Show's got the upper hand, and Kane did not for a moment there. So, again, goes to what Show was saying.
And now the falls must happen within the ring, but the fact that it's elimination, these guys have some breathing room. They don't need to worry about breaking up a pin on another competitor.
Right. And we've told referee not Charles Robinson to be a little bit more lenient with the rules here, to just kind of let these guys go at it so we can get the best possible contender for Chris Jericho's WWE Championship.
That's right. Now Cena with a pinfall, but Big Show easily throwing him off.
And on the outside, Kane was just trying to rip Booker's leg from his body with a single leg crab, but Booker was able to get out of it.
And Cena just very easily throwing the Big Show around. It's almost like he's not 500 pounds.
It's almost like the mechanics are weird.
But then again, it's John Cena.
Yeah, and Kane now working over Booker T on the ramp.
It's very interesting, the spacing in this match.
Yeah.
It's not going at all how I anticipated.
No, definitely not, especially considering who's handling who here. And it doesn't look like Kane wants anything to do with being near the ring.
No, but that could all just be a part of a strategy.
Oh my God, Cena just...
Cena with an electric chair drop.
Like it's no big deal.
It's just video game logic or John Cena logic. It depends on which way you look at it.
Yeah, Super Cena for sure.
And now Big Show backbreaker to Cena. And Kane is just still trying to rip Booker T's head off of his shoulders on that ramp.
I'm trying to figure out who is going to be the first one eliminated here. And obviously it doesn't bode well for Cena that he's in the ring and getting the shit kicked out of him.
And Booker hits that spinneroonie and is able to actually kick Kane, it looks like, on the outside. But back to the action in the ring. Cena is gearing up to take out the Big Show and shoulder block.
Uh-oh, 5 moves of doom.
A second shoulder block. And there's the proto bomb.
Here it is.
Big Show in a very vulnerable position.
You can't see me.
And Cena, 5-knuckle shuffle.
Are we going to get the last of the 5 moves? No, Cena goes for a cover instead.
2.
Big Show's out. Wow.
The Big Show being eliminated first by John Cena did not see that coming.
And that is why Kane is on the ramp.
But
Did
it's
not want to be the first one eliminated. Ensures that by staying on the ramp and outside the ring. Kane had something to prove to Big Show there, and I think he proved it.
So who really is the weak link? And Kane
Cena
just tossing Cena into the ring.
Kane now has no problem getting in the ring as Big Show is leaving. I think they are trying to maintain a distance from one another because there's that much bad blood.
As long as it's greater than 6 feet.
In 2008, nobody knows what you mean.
All will be revealed soon. And now King Booker going to the middle rope as Kane is catching his breath. He's very winded.
Booker T apparently saying a prayer.
And Booker T just likes being tall.
There it is. Double axe handle.
Cena rolling to the outside as King Booker hits that swinging neck breaker on Kane and back to the middle rope.
Saying a prayer for Kane from the middle rope.
He likes the view.
It's a tradition in his kingdom to stand on the second rope and say a prayer for your opponent before you blast them with a crossbody. It's a thing that they do. It's their culture.
And there is that spine buster from Booker T. That 110 Street Slam.
Oh!
And as Kane was getting up, Cena
blindsiding Booker T and rolling him to the outside with a clothesline. That was awesome. Booker did not see him coming at all.
And Kane literally just walked into John Cena.
He got a shoulder block for his trouble.
Oh!
Ooh.
Massive chop and a backbreaker.
That open hand chop to Cena's chest.
I mean, I'm very interested to see who's going to walk out of this match the new #1 contender.
And if Kane keeps handing out backbreakers like that, nobody's going to walk out of this match.
That's true. Chris Jericho watching intently, I'm sure, trying to scout talent for his SummerSlam match.
He's just sent a tout video saying who he thinks is going to win. I don't think that was then yet.
No, I don't think tout was a thing until
not yet.
2012.
Yeah. It's just funny to say. And Cena with a huge arm drag from the top rope.
And goes for that belly to belly.
Uh-oh.
Scissors kick. And King Booker covers Cena. 1, 2.
We got it. Cena's out. Booker got the 3 count.
And it's down to Kane and King Booker.
Kane is 3 seconds away from a WWE Championship match. Ooh.
The undefeated Chris Jericho is going to have to go one-on-one with either Kane or King Booker. Both men fighting.
And they've been going at it since the beginning of this match here, so there's a bit of a familiarity. And
Kane cutting open King Booker. And his royal blood is now all over his face.
How dare you spill the blood of our king? Kane must pay.
And Robert, you said that Booker T was your odds-on favorite to win. I think I've got to go with Kane here.
I mean, right now it's anybody's match. Booker T busted open. He's a little bit downed here, and Kane, they've been fighting the entire match.
And Booker hits that knee drop from the top rope. Didn't say a prayer that time for his opponent. And a Samoan drop from King Booker.
He's digging deep into his arsenal here. Just trying to keep the big red machine down. And then pick him up.
Oh, but Kane cutting him off with that clothesline. And a wicked kick to the back. But Booker picks the leg.
It was like almost a drop toe hold, but not really.
And one thing you have to take into consideration is Kane feeling effects from that tables match last week against the Big Show, whereas Booker took the easy way out against Cena.
Yep, much more fresh.
And Booker counters into a DDT.
I don't know, this looks like Booker's match to win here.
There's another spine buster.
Pin attempt. Kane kicks out at the last second here. But he's definitely feeling the effects of a match with Booker.
That's true. And now we saw earlier Kane try to rip the head of Booker T off. And Booker is here to return the favor. Another cover. But the big red monster will not stay down.
Kicks out with authority there.
His crowd is on their feet.
Ooh.
And King Booker just continues to bring the pain.
Oh, big boot. Takes Booker right down. Oh, nice.
There's that heel kick from Booker.
Love that move.
Uh-oh. What's he thinking? This is what puts Cena away.
There's the scissor kick. Goes right into the cover. No time wasted. 1, 2. Oh.
And Kane kicks out. Booker taking a second to taunt to his royal subjects, but he needs to keep the pressure on.
Kane has not stood up.
Yeah, but Booker's lost a lot of blood.
Oh.
And speaking of, he's making Kane bleed his own blood. And again!
Oh my God, another scissors kick.
He connects!
Into the cover again.
1, 2, 3!
That's it!
King Booker's going to SummerSlam!
Wow. What a hard-fought victory that was for King Booker.
And let's see some replays there. That sidewalk slam from Kane to Cena. Kane got a lot of offense in this match.
He did.
There's that spine buster. And here's that counter into a DDT.
Everything that Kane tried, Booker had an answer for.
Yeah, after a certain point, like you said, this was Booker's match to win, and I think he proved to everyone here tonight that he shouldn't be overlooked.
No, and he had scissor kicks on deck for Kane. It didn't even matter.
Booker T eliminated John Cena and Kane from this match.
Yep. And there's our king with the wounds of war, showing that he is a fighting king, and he will face Chris Jericho at SummerSlam.
it's set now. King Booker is going to SummerSlam to face the undefeated Chris Jericho for the WWE Championship. But we have one more week of television before we get to the biggest blockbuster of the summer, TM.
It's we love putting together our go-home shows. And we thought for Money in the Bank, we have a cross-branded match. So we're going to do some inter-promotional work on Monday Night Raw and on SmackDown. So on Raw next week, you will get a 6-man tag, the Team Raw of Dolph Ziggler, Kofi Kingston, and Marcus Corvon taking on Team SmackDown, which is Edge, Christian, and Mr. Kennedy. And then Raw's main event will feature Rey Mysterio versus Triple H, who's had some things happen in the last couple of weeks here.
That's true. Triple H is now involved in the World Heavyweight Championship match at SummerSlam, so that's exciting.
Yep.
We also have Michelle McCool and Mickie James gearing up for their championship match at SummerSlam. And on the SmackDown side of things, we have Melina and Beth Phoenix getting ready to go one-on-one with each other.
They've been having great matches.
Incredible. And I couldn't be more happy with how that feud has turned out.
Definitely.
But like you said, we're doing Money in the Bank. The main event of SmackDown next week, we are going to get a 6-man inter-promotional battle royal. We're taking all 6 of the Money in the Bank competitors, putting them in an over-the-top rope battle royal, and your winner gets to carry all the momentum into SummerSlam.
Cool.
So this has been the 19th episode of Royally Rumbled's 2008 Universe. So please make sure you are subscribed. Make sure that you hit that notification bell. You're always getting a heads up on when we post episodes, because it's not super regular. We don't have like a specific day of the week. It's just kind of whenever we get around to doing it.
Yep.
But if you would like to follow us on social media, we're on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Royally Rumbled.
And if you'd like to follow us individually, I, Robert, can be found on Twitter and Instagram at Yesball.
And I, Jordan, can be found on Twitter and Instagram at JL24FPS. So thank you very much for watching. We're very excited. We're gearing up for SummerSlam. Cannot wait for the biggest party of the summer, TM.
Brought to you by Street King.
Brought to you by Street Kings, the film by David Ayer. That's coming to you very, very soon. We have one more episode before that. So make sure you stay tuned for way more WWE 2008 Universe Mode with your boys, Royally Rumbled. I'm Jordan.
I'm Robert.
And we'll see you on the next episode in 2008.